Thank you, Rowan. Good afternoon. I call the special meeting of the North Plains City Council to order. Today is Friday, July 31st, 2026, and the time is approximately 12 p.m. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the
to the
flag
flag of the
of
United
the United
States of
States of
America
America,
and for the republic
republic for which
for
it
which it
stands,
stands, one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty
with
and
liberty and
justice
justice for all.
for all. Thank you. Will the recorder please call the roll?
Thank you, Council President Hagedorn. Council President Hagedorn,
Present.
Councilor Rustin,
Present.
Councilor DeForge,
Present.
Councilor Weber,
Present.
Councilor Warrington, Councilor Warrington.
Present.
Thank you. Councilor Ugarte
Present.
and Mayor Dumbrow is excused.
Excellent. And before we move forward in the agenda, I would like to address that while we're not receiving live public comment tonight or today, I want to acknowledge that we have received everyone's written comments, and that will be included in the public record when it's published. So thank you very much. And moving on, for today's excitement, we will now move on to item 4A, resolution number 2363, appointing an interim pro tem city manager and authorizing a temporary employment agreement. At this time, I would like to invite legal counsel to present the staff report. And after the staff report, I will entertain discussion from the counselors in question. Emily, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I just want to check if Ross Schultz is also here. Is Ross here?
I'm trying to make it work. I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Okay, great. Okay, thank you so much, Council President Hagedorn. So, as everyone knows, the previous interim city manager resigned suddenly on Tuesday. As his reasons for leaving, he cited severe staffing shortages, council members' actions, and actions by a member of the community. Luckily, during the process to find that interim city manager, my colleague Heather Martin talked to Ross and knew that he was available on a short-term basis. And so Heather called him and he agreed to fill in short-term. I want to address, I've heard some concerns about sort of abbreviated process and a lack of transparency, but I just want to be clear that this is a crisis. My firm represents approximately 25 cities in Oregon. Many of us have decades of experience in government law, and none of us have ever seen a situation like this. North Plains is a small city, already with a small staff. I want to just acknowledge the staff that is still here and doing, I cannot express how amazing they have been these last few days, going above and beyond their job descriptions, helping out. And I just have to acknowledge and thank them, specifically Bailey, April, and Rowan. But we've never seen a city in a situation where they have to rely on a skeleton staff like this. The city needs someone with experience to come in, to stabilize, then to help run a transparent process to recruit a longer-term interim city manager, and then ultimately a permanent city manager. But we don't have the luxury to take those steps today or tomorrow or even next week. So Ross is qualified. He has experience, not just as a city manager, but as an interim city manager. And so our recommendation is to appoint Ross today. As I said, he is here. He and I are both available to answer questions, and that's all I have.
Before we entertain a motion, I would like to invite and ask council if there's any questions that they have for legal counsel at this time.
No.
Counselor Ugarte, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just had a couple quick questions. One, just curious if you could explain the reasoning why we cannot offer public comment for today's session. And then two, just want to confirm that there will be public comment available for Mondays.
So we did receive public comment written, and that comment has been distributed to the council. This is just an emergency situation. We need to appoint someone today. Public comment is not required by law. So our recommendation was to move forward, have a brief meeting. It's a special meeting. I wasn't sure people's schedules, just entertain, accept written public comment, but not verbal. Your second question, there is the council meeting on Monday is being rescheduled. There's no staff to prepare an agenda or a packet, which is required under the public meetings law to be posted in advance. So that meeting is being rescheduled. Ideally, the interim will be able to schedule a special meeting, relatively quickly to get the city's business back moving.
Thank you, Emily. Are there any further questions from council?
Councilor Warrington here. I just wanted to quickly ask who vetted and approved Mr. Schultz as the interim city manager, and were there any other applicants that were received or thought about?
So council is approving. It's up to council to approve and appoint Mr. Schultz as the interim. That he is our recommendation. So we obviously, examined his credentials. We have worked with him in the past in his other jobs as city manager. The offer is conditional pending the passage of a background check. So those are the answers to that. Council forwarded me some emails of people who sort of threw their name in the hat. I think those people can be considered in the next round. This is, as I said, essentially an emergency solution. And so it's our recommendation that council appoints Mr. Schultz.
Thank you, Emily. Are there any further questions? Carry none. Before we move on to the motion, I would like to invite Mr. Schultz to briefly introduce himself to the council.
Hi. Thank you very much, Your Honor. My name's Ross Schultz. I have roughly 45 years of public service. My public service started at the Port of Portland, where I was corporate finance manager for 18 years. And some information technology work there as well. In 2000, I went to the city of Sherwood as their finance director. Shortly thereafter, I was appointed the assistant city manager, and shortly after that to city manager. I served 8 years as Sherwood city manager, taking it from about 10,000 people to roughly 18,000. In 2008, I retired and started my own small business, City X. During that time, I've served as interim city manager, interim finance director, and actually corporate manager for MyNet. 13 different municipalities in all as an interim. So that's basically my background. Is there any particular questions I could answer for you?
Oh, well, you are ahead of me right now, Mr. Schultz. Council, as he indicated, he's willing to take questions. And so if you have any questions, now is the time to ask. Uh, and to ensure that everyone has the opportunity, we'll go around the council dais and each member may ask a question at this time, and I will recognize you individually. And I'm going in order of who I see on the screen first. Mr. Weber, do you have a question?
Yes, Counselor Weber, just a question. Tell us a little more. You've done this interim thing 13 different times. What's kind of the interest in that for doing that? And, I'm grateful for you being willing to help us, but a little more on why you've done that so many times.
Counselor Weber, it's a great gig. It's kind of the honeymoon phase of being a city manager. So that's why I like it. Actually, like I say, I retired after about 30 plus years of public service, and it lets me kind of set my own schedule. So that's really why I do it.
Excellent. Thank you.
Counselor Rustin, you're next.
I don't have any questions right now.
Excellent, thank you. Counselor DeForge.
Thank you, Council President Hagedorn. Mr. Schultz, what can we do to make you successful next week?
Well, I think open communications with me is probably the best thing to make me successful. I really don't know all the inner workings of the city of North Plains right now. I've read quite a bit and I've heard quite a bit from my colleagues in different areas. And strangely enough, my phone has been ringing off the hook, and I'm not even appointed city manager at this point. So I think open communications is going to be really important and help get everything back on track for the city.
Thank you.
All right. Next in front of me is Counselor Ugarte.
Thank you. Ross, I just wanted to say thank you again for considering North Plains as interim city. I did want to verify that you are very clear on the expectation of this role in the current state. I don't want there to be too many surprises, but as Emily had mentioned earlier, this is unprecedented, and I just want to make sure you are clear on that expectation and what is needed for next steps to stabilize this.
Well, Counselor, I look forward to asking you what your expectations are and understanding what those are before I really get going, as I would like to talk to all of the counselors and the mayor as well. So I think that's something I'm going to have to take a little slower. I'd like to know what your expectations are and what you see as the hurdles that I'm up to.
Absolutely. I think just more clarifying, given the business critical state of staffing, that in this position you'll be wearing many hats and that we don't have a current mayor right now. So I just want to make sure again that in the spirit of transparency, you understand what you're walking into, but also that you're set up for success, as Councillor DeForge had mentioned.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Counselor Warrington.
Great. Hi. Nice to meet you, Mr. Schultz. Councilor
Thank you.
Warrington here. Obviously, you have a vast amount of experience and knowledge, and I'm super excited about that. Can you please tell us and the city who's listening, what do you think will be your first steps to stabilize the city as people are saying we need so badly? Can you talk a bit about how you might tackle that?
Sure. I think my first steps, if counselors can make time sometime, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, I would love to meet with each of you one-on-one and understand what your expectations are, what you see the city's needs as, kind of where the city's going. And I would also like to meet with staff and see kind of, I'd like to, what do they call it? Give first aid hit the most needed things first. And, depending on what those are, there's the League of Oregon Cities, which has resources. Willamette Valley COG has resources. And I'm not beyond actually calling up city managers from other cities and seeing if we can beg, borrow, or steal personnel to help the city keep its staff going. So once again, after I hear from the council and hear from staff on what the needs are, then I think I can help with a plan.
Great, thank you.
You bet.
All right. And before we move forward, are there any final questions for Mr. Schultz before we get moving? All right. Based off of the silence, I will move forward to entertain a motion regarding resolution number 2363.
So President Hagedorn, I move that we adopt Resolution 2363 appointing Ross Schultz as the interim pro tem city manager and authorizing the council president to enter into a temporary employment agreement with Ross Schultz.
Second, Council.
All right, we've got a first and a second. The motion has been made and seconded. We'll now open the floor for council discussion on the motion. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, this is Councilman Rustin. Just want to know, do we have a defined what day one is going to look like? There are things that with some of the turnover, questions about getting him online, set up technically, passwords, keys to the building, just that whole shebang. So he's not showing up at 8 o'clock in the morning, standing outside all lonely in a parking lot.
We would hate for that to happen. Counselor Rustin, that's a great question. I have been personally talking with Emily about that the last 48 hours, and she may be a little bit sick of me talking about that, in fact. Emily, do you want to hum a bar on this?
Yeah, we're working on it. I have not had a chance yet to reach out to the staff that is at the city right now, but that is my intent, is to make sure that there is someone there to welcome him and get him at least into the building and online on Monday.
I guess my concern would be just the overall continuity, plan on this, with, like I said, with people that have left, are we going to have passwords, access to their files, status of current projects? Will that all be available, for our new entrant?
Good question, Counselor Rustin. I know that I personally have conveyed interest to make sure that there's a kit, so to speak, so this could be as turnkey as reasonably possible with the current resources we have. And I personally plan to be standing at City Hall 8 a.m. Come join me if you want to have a cup of coffee as I welcome Ross on his first day.
Council President Hagedorn, I am receiving communication from some staff that we will have IT support on site in person on Monday.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Rowan. All right, is there any further discussion? Given the silence, seeing there's no further discussion, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Great. The motion passes and resolution number 2363 is adopted. Mr. Schultz, congratulations on your appointments. There's a lot of people here in the city of North Plains that are looking forward to sitting down with you and partnering with you and helping you to be successful. And we appreciate your willingness, especially to serve the city of North Plains. And we look forward to setting everybody up for success forward looking. But before we adjourn, Council Rules Section F1F provides the members who wish to explain the reasons before their votes to explain their votes. And so right now I'd like to open the floor. If any counselor wishes to briefly explain their vote, Chair will recognize you now.
Council President Hagedorn, I'll go if that's okay.
Yes, sir. You are recognized.
Thank you. My take on this is we've gone through an extraordinary situation here, and I really appreciate the staff that are weathering this storm, and I look forward to having Mr. Schultz help us out And if there's anything we can do to partner together to set the city and residents up for success, I would like to do that. Thank you a lot.
Excellent. Do we have anybody else that would like to explain their vote? I see Councillor Ugarte. You are recognized.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you again to city staff. Again, I know that these are unprecedented times, but truly you are the glue that has been keeping things running. And I just want to say thank you. And also thank you to Emily. I know that this has been probably beyond the scope of what we could have ever imagined. Lastly, Ross, I just want to say thank you and welcome aboard. The reason for my vote personally is we are at a critical level where this is going to start to greatly impact not just government operations, but our residents as well. So I appreciate you, feet to the fire, day one and jumping right in. And I think, long term, this will hopefully give us some breathing room to be able to find the next long-term city manager and support staff and build the vision of what we want to have happen. So thank you again.
Thank you, Councillor Ugarte. Before I call the next councillor, I just want to remind everyone that this portion is for a brief explanation of your individual votes. So thank you. I'm looking at Councillor Warrington. Would you like to have a moment?
A moment, thank you. Mr. Schultz is very qualified. I haven't really had a chance to speak to him. I saw his resume. We really only had one vote to vote on, so there isn't a lot of explaining to do. I wish there would have been more applicants. Not that there's anything, of course, wrong with Mr. Schultz, of course, but it's always good policy to have more than one to look at and recognize for a city executive. So again, thank you, Mr. Schultz, for coming in. We appreciate it. I will do anything and everything I can to make your job successful. So again, thank you all.
Excellent. Thank you, Councillor Warrington. Councillor Rustin.
I've read his resume, very impressed by it. Seems like he's the right person to help us over the next 30 days, and I appreciate his willingness to jump in. So,
indeed, thank you, Councillor Weber.
Yes, I would just go along with what was just said. A very qualified applicant. We're obviously in a time crunch. He can start right away. I'm very grateful for his willingness to say yes. So thank you, and yes to Mr. Schultz.
Excellent. Thank you, Council. Is there any further business before we adjourn this special meeting?
Your Honor, if I may.
You were recognized, Mr. Schultz.
Yeah. Kind of as my first act, when I get in Monday morning and I get an email, I'll be reaching out to each of you to set up a schedule to meet one-on-one sometime during the week. So if you could clear a spot in there, I'll be flexible and my time will be your time, but I would like to try to get that done right away.
Good. Very good.
Excellent. I think you have many counselors who will be very flexible and eager to meet with you. Your success is our success, and we look forward to working with you.
That's great. Look forward to it myself. Thank you all very much for taking a look at me, and I think I can help you take the next step.
Excellent. Very good. So if there's no further business before this council, I'm going to declare this special meeting adjourned.